Hello, everyone. It's a actually pretty vista in Coldharbour right now. Sun is shining, and we get extra blue sparkly off the rocks. Nice spire of suffering over there that looks lovely. I got a new piece of gear. I believe I've pretty much gotten my whole set the way that I want it. Biggest deal is the Oaken Soul Ring, which is a mythic, as you can only wear one mythic. This is the one that I'm going to be sticking with. It's recommended for both most suits and sets because this is the set bonus. While equipped, you're unable to swap between your primary and backup weapon sets, which is but you gain minor berserk, minor courage, major brutality, major sorcery, major prophecy, major savagery, minor force, minor protection, major resolve, minor mending, minor fortitude, minor intellect, minor endurance, minor heroism, minor slayer, minor aegis, and empower. That is a huge list of stuff that I can do. My crit is up to 37. If you look at my buff bar, which is right above all of my stat bars, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 buffs, 20 passive buffs. So, I also finished up with my Infinite Archive sets. I've got 5 pieces of Reawakened Hierophant and 5 pieces of Spattering Disjunction. The Spattering Disjunction helps me apply status effects to massively debuff my opponents, and the Reawakened Hierophant. So, casting a non-ultimate curative rune form ability grants an effect for 6 seconds to your affected allies based on how many crux you had. At 1 crux, they gain a damage shield that absorbs 4,500 damage. At 2 crux, minor heroism, granting 1 ultimate every 1.5 seconds. 3 crux, major protection, reducing damage taken by 10%. So I have a ton now of passive buffs and debuffing capacity. So well, first we're going to check this backpack, and then we are going to continue with introducing Vanus Galarian to the Mages Guild, and I'm sure he's not going to be insufferable at all.
You must be the person who rescued all these people. We were part of Varnus Galarian's group before. Well, before everything fell apart. We appreciate everything you've done for us.
Is this all that made it back?
The 4 of us, yes. There were many more, but, well, you've seen it out there. Even our fabled leader was lost to the harsh plain of Coldharbour. We're all that made it back.
I rescued Vanus. He wants to speak to you all.
What? You've got to be kidding. I saw him being torn away. There's no way they'd let him live. You must have him mixed up with someone. There just isn't any way.
Do not. He'll be here shortly.
Ah, my old friend. I thought we'd lost you.
It
So
can't be!
good to see you all again, my friends. I'm glad we all made it here safely.
Varney, you're alive. That's wonderful.
Ah, dear Nalia, my heart fills with delight at the sight of you. Yes, I am safe.
Where have you been, old friend? Trying to win the war all by yourself again?
Well, yes, but I ran into a bit of trouble. Our friend here showed up and lent me a hand.
Well then, you have our thanks. I'm not sure we could have gone on without Varnus.
Cheer up, dear Nalia, I'm here now. But our mission isn't finished. We have to destroy the plein air vortex and end the plane meld.
Do you have a plan, old friend?
I know what we need to do. I'm just not sure how we go about doing it. We need to discuss this with the Fighters Guild. We need a council of war.
I'm not sure I need to know that she calls him Vani. Actually, I'm sure. I don't need to know that. Let me out. Which way is out? Ah.
Ah, look around you. See how the people brighten the streets with their very presence. It is good to have this place inhabited once again.
Why was I summoned?
King Dinar and Varnus have begun to rally the troops. They have called for a council to meet here in the Hollow City. There are decisions to be made, plans to draw up. The time for war fast approaches, and we need to be ready.
Are there any others out here that need to be rescued?
I sense other lights trapped in the darkness. Their exact locations are hidden from me, but I can hear their desperate pleas for help. You must choose. Will you seek out more allies, or will you allow the War Council to begin?
Where are King Dinar and Vanus?
You shall find the Ayleid King and the Mage inside the cathedral. They await your arrival. Once you enter the cathedral, the preparations for the final assault to save Nirn will begin.
Okay, so, the reality here is that the path here is blocked. Path north is blocked. There is more content in this area, a few more hubs, a few more things to do, but I can't, I can get there because I've used a way shrine scroll to unlock the zone, but by canon, this is mostly it.
I hope I'm not alone when I run into one of those.
So let me see. Yeah, by canon, I need to do it in this progression, and then I can clear out these hubs, after the fact and clear it all up. But the Chasm Way Shrine doesn't really open. I suppose I could do this area. This area. Interesting.
I'd like to have a word with the mages who said the portal to Coldharbour was a fine idea. We ended up scattered all over. Come see for yourself.
But I think, without that foreknowledge, this character would go forward with saving. So we're gonna go do this and then finish up other content after the fact. I think once we know, and I did gather quite a few allies from the areas mentioned. So just for a roleplay sense. Hey, Cadwell.
I heard there was an important meeting going on. I'm sure they meant to invite me. After all, important meetings lead to quests, and quests are my speciality. I'm always ready to smite evil and preserve the natural beauty of Coldharbour.
So I believe with Cadwell, particularly with the helmet, this is a Don Quixote thing. The book by Cervantes, the Don Quixote, Man of La Mancha, which is a musical, he insists that a barber's shaving bowl is the golden helmet of Mongrino. So I believe the pot on his head is a nod to that. Always off doing ridiculous quests. So Cadwell is essentially Don Quixote. A la Monty Python.
Welcome, friend. We need to discuss the preparations for the coming assault, but I wanted to wait until you arrived. Do you have any questions before we begin?
This is a ridiculous question, and I have to ask it. I'm gonna get yelled at. Do we really need to attack Molag Bal? I'm gonna say it sarcastically.
We need to end the plane meld before Nirn is destroyed. To do that, we must deal with the planar vortex. To reach the vortex, we need to cross the chasm and get through whatever defenses the Dark Lord throws at us. I fear battle is inevitable.
All right, let's start the council.
Well said, friend. Please, hold your questions until everyone who wants to has had an opportunity to speak. After that, we can debate the details as you see fit. Attention, please. I have called you all here because the moment of destiny fast approaches. The great shackle has been destroyed, but not before a planar vortex was established. We must destroy this vortex before it sucks the very essences of Nirn into Coldharbour. The Fighters' Guild shall deal with the chasm's defenders, but blades have little power against magic.
And that's where our scouts report that some kind of magical fixtures block access to the path across the chasm. Mages there already work on a way to overcome these fixtures, and we are prepared to lend our strength when the main force arrives.
A sound plan. Plays to our unique strengths. But this one wonders, what if the mages can't overcome Molag Bal's magic?
What a ridiculous question! Of course my mages can overcome this magic!
Ah, magic, the solution to all life's problems. I love magic. It's so magical.
I have absolute confidence in Vanus and his mages.
Thank you, your lordship. But to be honest with you, I'm not feeling as confident as Vanus about this.
We shall fight with all our strength. There is no other option. Lives will be lost, but hopefully a world will be saved. Know that the chasm is only the first stage of this battle. The planar vortex abides within the very heart of Molag Bal's lair.
Oh, this just gets better and better.
Darian, mind your tongue.
Darian only seeks to lighten a tense situation. Still, we have to try. To do nothing is to doom Tamriel to certain destruction.
Well, when you put it that way, there are a lot of lovely ladies that need to be saved.
Yes, well, be that as it may. We launch our assault on the chasm immediately. The king needs to talk to the champion, and I must discuss some final details with the mages. The rest of you have your own preparations to see to, I'm sure.
So I'm not sure. I'm seeing Darian, who would be from Glenumbra. So I don't know if it's possible to really gather allies from different places. But we're gonna go ahead with this.
It is settled. We shall cross the chasm and make our way to the planar vortex at the heart of Molag Baal's realm. Now that you know the plan, I have a special request to make of you.
I'm listening.
This mission needs a leader. I want you to lead the assault across the chasm. We have asked so much of you, and you have already accomplished the impossible. But you are one of a very small few that I would trust with this task. I knew we could count on you. You have never disappointed me. But there is so much left to do if we are going to win this war. Still, with you leading the charge, we have an excellent chance to end the plane meld and save our world.
Explain the plan to me again, Your Highness.
With the combined forces of the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild, we must take the battle to Molag Bal and reach the portal to the planar vortex. It all starts at the chasm. Scouts are already in place, gathering information ahead of your arrival.
Tell me more about the chasm.
It is a narrow, well-defended span of rock, swarming with Daedra and dominated by a gatehouse that blocks the way into Molag Bal's personal domain. Cadwell knows the region. He's a strange fellow, but I trust him. He's waiting for you at the chasm.
I'll find Cadwell, and we'll cross the chasm. So it's been a decade since I have done this quest, so I don't know if gathering more allies means I've gone and done the base story in different realms. I believe I put this quest off for a long time. I think I've done it 2 or 3 times, but again, it's been a very long while. So now we can pass through this north gate, which was locked until now. So yeah, the chasm runs across in a way to make it impossible to get north from here, which is why I used a scroll to unlock things, simply so I could do archaeology and treasure maps.
Well, this has my knickers in a twist. We have a perfectly fine army, but what good is it, sitting around this side of the chasm, twiddling its collective thumbs? It's rather embarrassing, if truth be told.
What's the situation?
The situation? We're well and truly flummoxed. Before we could cross the chasm, before we could confront Molag Gunda, we were stopped by a few irksome focus stones. The wee ginger mage says we need to break the stones, but good luck with that.
Break the stones? Sounds easy. What's the problem?
Nothing other than the multitude of Dremora sitting on top of them. I could handle this myself, but I didn't want to make the rest of the troops sad by showing off my awesome battle skills. But you, on the other hand, they're used to that from you.
So, yeah, as they say, final push, it mostly means we're just opening up the chasm. There's still a lot to do to fight up north, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, we're still sitting at level 5. So yeah, if you, that's the chasm. Can't get across it because it's, well, a chasm.
better overstocked than under.
Light it up!
So I have changed my lineup a little bit. I don't have any scribed spells anymore. I can only use my front bar here, and I'm maximizing the use of the passive buffs I get from my Infinite Archive sets. So yeah, dealing damage in the spattering distinction. Dealing damage with a Herald of the Tome ability reduces the cooldown to my debuffs, and the Reawakened, I need to cast non-ultimate curative rune form. So I have two Herald of the Tome on my main bar and one ultimate, and 2 curative rune form. And the first skill that I added is Destruction Staff Interrupt. Interrupt becomes important enough in higher level content to spend an entire slot on it out of your 5, because a ranged interrupt is huge. When you've got bosses across the room that you need to interrupt immediately, if you're a tank, you can bash them, and that will interrupt them, but if you are a caster and you are keeping your distance, it's impractical, and the timing is just not going to work out for you to run in and punk them on the head with your staff. So I am using that as my pull. I don't really need. The only issue that I'm having here is that I don't really have anything that generates crux. Everything here consumes crux. So my second ability looks like it will generate crux. Let me see. Let me see it. Oh, yeah, there it is. And then I consume it, extra damage on my Fate Carver. Okay, that's good. So this Destruction Scav skill, there are very few interrupts in the game unless you do it manually. So I'm using Crushing Shock in the Destruction Staff line. Focus all elemental energies with your staff. Blast an enemy for approximately 3,000 flame, frost, and shock damage each. Enemies hit while casting are interrupted, set off balance, and stunned for 3 seconds. So it won't have an effect right now, but on any, I mean, other than being really painful, but interrupts become absolutely necessary. So since she does a run of the Infinite Archive usually once a day, that's just part of her regular lineup. Because there's a lot of interrupting that needs to be done. I am going to change...
Need something?
Now that I'm at it, change some of Sharp's abilities. Yeah, okay, he does have the bashing line. Unfortunately, he doesn't really use it. He can bash. So I have all 3 tank skills up on him, and then I'm pretty sure the rest are heals. Yeah. is maxed out on all lines, but he's pretty much pure tank and healer. But that is one of the drawbacks of trying to do the archive with a companion. They cannot really interrupt when they need to. They can bash. And since they're not terribly bright...
Darian has rushed on ahead as usual. I shall proceed with caution and see if I can keep him focused on the task at hand.
So, interrupt has become important enough to dedicate a slot to it. I can't scribe a spell with a ranged interrupt enough for it to be really effective just yet, because it's going to depend on the weapon type. I can do a burst interrupt, but I want a distance interrupt, so scribing has not really provided me with a solution for that. And otherwise, this is instant. Others that I might be able to scribe, I believe, have a cast time, which is nearly useless.
Good show! The portal belongs to us now. Sir Darian and that lovely lizard have gone on ahead. I think he might be a bit intimidated by our prowess on the field of battle, and he's trying to compensate.
Any idea what I should expect up there?
Gunda's a cheeky one, and she knows we're getting close. She's summoning reinforcements faster than Darian can kill them. You'd best get to it.
I need to ask you something else.
By all means. Do you want to know how many Daedra can dance on the head of a pin? How I managed to stay so cheerful even in the most perilous of circumstances? What's my favourite colour? Ha ha! Ask away.
What can you tell me about Mola Grunda?
Mola Grunda, a large woman with wings, bit of a temper, guards the gatehouse. I hear that she's the daughter of Molag Ball, if you can believe that. He never struck me as a family man, but who am I to judge?
Why do you know so much about Coldharbour?
It's my home, old chum. Has been for years. I know every wondrous nook and cranny. Beautiful place, full of fascinating creatures. Of course, they often try to kill you, but that's the challenge of it, isn't it?
I'm ready. Let's move out.
Denthis, Dethys, you two guard the portal. Tell anyone coming through to push ahead. The source of the reinforcements must be cut off. I'll scout on ahead. We need to know what we're going to face at that gatehouse.
Okay, so yeah, NPC portals are controlling the travel right now. Let's see. Okay.
I'm in so much pain.
So through running multiple characters through the Infinite Archive, it's easy to see the strengths,
Let's go.
relative strengths, and weaknesses of individual characters and classes. I do love the Arcanist, but my truest love is still for the Sorcerer. There is no doubt that the Arcanist can pin an insane amount of damage on a single target, which is going to make them really good for things like PvP. But as far as pure utility in sorcerers have instant heals, a huge damage shield, and those pets. Even though the pets are very ugly, my sorcerer is still able to do things that would kill my arcanist, and has killed my arcanist in seconds.
Get him. Got to be better than that to stop us.
Oh, stuff gonna keep coming. Okay, I have to close it. Yeah? Oh no, things I can't.
These creatures do not frighten me. Let us close this portal. The portal is closed. We make a most effective team, my friend.
So I'm not going to be doing this with my Arcanist because I've already done it with my Sorcerer. But my Sorcerer now has a dual spec. It's a build of my own making. Ah, okay. There is a tank set of gear called Leeching Plate, which takes a bit of hunting to get it. You have to run a particular dungeon a nauseating number of times. And I was lucky, and I never got the drops for myself, but group members gave them to me. My husband had found it as a tank spec. He put it on his werewolf and became very hard to kill. So my sorcerer went and got her own set of Leeching Plate.
You want to
It
die?
causes a pool of poison underneath you as you're fighting. It's a heavy set of plate. Heavy armor. Causes a pool of poison to form, and then every time something takes damage, she heals. Now, the benefit to that, something the Arcanist can't do, unless I were to subclass as a sorcerer, which, honestly, I might. Again, I did it at the beginning, I might do it again, but I think I'm going to pure class here for a little while. Your
Skill
pets
issue.
count as you.
Watch
So
and learn,
my
my
pets,
friend. Watch and learn. Let me show you how to close a Daedric portal.
I'm sure they'd like for me to like this guy, but I don't. Did
One
you just
Daedric
stab
portal
the
closed,
portal?
as promised. Now that's how to do it with style.
Oh my god. So that Leeching Plate simply procs and procs and procs and procs, and there's poison pools everywhere and you're healing with every hit. And then instead of a tank spec where I'm using health or stamina, it's a pure caster spec where she still has a lot of magicka and just
You good?
heals.
Of course you are.
Heals herself constantly, can shield herself, pretty much covering her full health instantly. And so she has managed to do stuff other characters can't. She has soloed Marauders in the Infinite Archive, which is something that, well, I tried it with this spec on this character yesterday. She died in about 4 seconds.
Stay ready. Never know what else might be headed our way.
So she's a little bit of a green glass cannon, but we still love her. So she's building up some of her utility, but she will never be as good of a healer as the sorcerer. She will never have pets like the sorcerer. She can't have procs off of sorcerer pets or the passive damage of the pets.
I got the barrier down. Molag Grunder has to know we're coming. The chasm is nearly ours.
I think our friends have the chasm well in hand. What say we pop in for a chat with Molag Grunder?
I'm ready when you are.
Right, we control the rest of the chasm now, and the troops have matters well in hand. Let's go and have a sit-down with Molag Grunder. She's always good for a laugh and a song.
What can we expect in there?
From Grunder? Rudeness, hostility, sarcasm, and most certainly a large amount of open hostility. I've no idea how she keeps house, but I imagine we'll find the usual Daedric touches that make Coldharbour feel so warm and inviting.
I can't wait to see Molag Grunder's face when she sees us. She and I go way back, you know. Once we get inside, we cross one little bridge to reach the gatehouse. Follow me.
One little bridge. So I can also tell with my Arcanist, she absolutely can burn down single
There's a trick
targets
to
and
getting
bosses
into the gatehouse
much faster.
proper, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. Not to worry, though. I'm sure it will come back to me.
So my sorcerer also got the achievements
of course.
for...
I remember now. There's a flywheel in each of the side antechambers. We need to start them spinning to open the main door.
You want to die? Fine.
Ah, it's all coming back to me. There's a lever across the chamber. Just give it a good tug, and that flywheel will be spinning in no time.
Healer!
I also redone my specs so that my damage shields are better. There is a class damage shield that I could use. It's not on my list right now because I'm mostly concerned with soloing. So you see when I cast, so I'll go ahead and do it. When I cast my fourth skill, the beam, the Fate Carver, I get an inherent damage shield that goes with it. It's also immune to interruption, which is kind of huge. So that's a big benefit of this class.
Finally, some quiet.
My next, I think I have figured out my sorcerer and my arcanist. My next project is figuring out what to do with my necromancer so she's not compared to the other two. So she's now working with a bow. I'm going to figure out all the things to do with bows.
Look at that craftsmanship. Remarkable. Grunder always had good taste, I have to say. See? I knew that would work. A word of advice. Guard your pluckables. Grunder enjoys plucking out eyes, spleens, anything pluckable, really.
That is one of the lines that just brings me back to this game. I will remember him saying anything pluckable, really, and I am so happy. They're just such good writing moments.
Puny wingless mortal fools! I'll feast on your flesh after my little pet rips it from your bone!
Oh, his name's Tiny.
You killed my darling creature! I'll tear out your hearts and serve them to my father on a silver platter!
Well, that was disappointing. Hardly worked up a sweat.
Right?
Well done! With Molag Grunda defeated, the entirety of the chasm is now under our control! Gathwin is rounding up the troops. I asked her to keep an eye on Darien as well. He's a terror with the sword, but sometimes I think he takes too many chances.
You think? Anything pluckable, really? Ah. Beauty and joy. There is beauty and joy in this world. It can even be found while pretending to murder things.
While you were lollygagging, we secured the area.
So the chasm is clear?
You did well, my friend. Thanks to your efforts, we control the chasm and can freely move troops between the Hollow City and the front lines. Take a moment to collect your thoughts, then come see me again. This gauntlet we must run is far from over. As soon as you're ready, we have another mission that could use your unique approach.
What's the problem this time?
Vampires. The region beyond is crawling with them. Worse, anyone we send in there is turned into one of the foul monsters. And do you see the structure that looms on the horizon? I believe that's one of Molag Bal's infamous harvest hearts.
What do I need to do?
Eager and confident. I like that. I need you to collect blood from the vampires. It's an integral component in the pacification ritual I will perform. Use the blood to mark their lairs. I'll meet you near the heart when you're finished.
You can count on me.
What are you still doing here? The vampires won't bleed themselves, you know.
Okay, so this is one of the areas that, as I said, I was remembering that once you do this... Yeah, it's the orchard. It's a big section from which, you know, you need to travel. It's right in the center here. So if you want to get here or here or here, you need to do this. And there's only a couple of my characters that have done it, so it makes travel. And there are surveys and maps up here, things to collect. Life is easier once you've gotten it done. These guys all
asked for it.
Become pacified. I'm gonna see if I can take a world boss down here. Let's see how we've done on our spec. Let's see our build.
Such a cruel and distasteful chore the elf has tasked you with.
I'm gonna see if I can kill a world boss.
Should have been more prepared. You could craft something nice with that.
Probably not, but let's see.
About time we faced an actual challenge.
Oh, someone's helping. Probably be fun.
better nature.
Alright, we need to kill these ads before they get to her, or they will heal her. Yeah, we've got a couple of people helping. Okay. 3 of us. Fractured prismatic gem. Nice. So I have a lead on a mythic, likely, which I will never use because I'm never replacing this ring. Letters to Cinemoth. Ah, fair Cinemoth, how you flatter me with tempting gifts. You know I'm watching my waistline, but still you send me buttered scamp knuckles. They were delicious, by the way. Sir Cadwell. Okay. That went well. Back to vampires.
Ready.
Glad to hear it. So, part of the reason why I'm going ahead, they say you're, you know, sending an
Good to
army,
get
but
stocked up.
essentially this is, you know, this is a solo mission. And I'm not concerned that this character wouldn't be able to do the content. You know, we've got Venice and the... am I supposed to do that? Okay. I've got Venice, but you know, it's always going to be like, we're handling this other thing over here. You go sneak in here and kill the boss. Okay. So it's not really about building your army.
Why are you subjecting my people to this danger?
They are traitors to the men.
Because your people are gross?
You asked for it.
You don't know what you're doing. Molag Bal is the enemy here, not my children.
You weren't keeping score, were you? Me neither. Plenty you can do with that. You know what that's good for? Ah, you'll figure it out.
Do not do this. I implore you, my children are not evil.
They kind of look evil. This reminds me of Mars Attacks. The horrifically vile Martians running around just with a speaker system saying, "Stop! We are your friends!" Yeah, what are they eating, by the way? They're eating stuff. And it looks like a person. Stop! We are your friends.
Who's better than us? Nobody.
Yeah.
Give him a fight.
We must protect.
That will teach them not to cross us.
Back, foul temptress! I'll hear no more of your lies!
Such a stubborn elf. Perhaps your companion will be more willing to listen to reason. I hope that you'll prove to be more reasonable than your companion. My offer makes perfect sense, considering the alternatives.
That is a cool face. I like that. Like, broken veins under her eyes. That's cool. And on her forehead. I like that. Who are you?
Some call me the Crimson Matron, others the concubine of Coldharbour. I am an elder vampire brought to this new life by Molag Bal. These are my children, but they have been enthralled by the Lord of Brutality.
So you're telling me you're the victim in all this?
My children protect this orchard because Molag Bal commands it. They aren't evil. They're slaves of the Harvest Heart. Instead of destroying them, help me set them free. Imagine an army of vampires that owes you a favor.
What are you suggesting?
The ritual the elf plans to perform will drive my children mad. But there's a better solution if you're willing to listen to reason. Molag Bal is the real enemy here. Let me help you free my children from the Dark Lord's thrall. Then we both win.
Tell me more about what you're proposing.
I can perform my own ritual. It will destroy the Harvest Heart and set my children free. Help me accomplish this, and my children will be in your debt. They will provide you with safe passage through the orchard and aid you against Molag Bal.
So, there's a roleplay choice here. Basically, they're still vampires. I mean, what are they going to eat when we're gone? They're going to eat people. That's what. But it also means that this will be permanently a non-aggro space, and for the future of my scrying and surveying and traveling here, I'm going with that. Yeah. I'll help you free the vampires from the Harvest Heart.
A most wise and honorable decision. I'll follow you to the ritual sites. Protect me while I perform the ritual, and we will break Molag Bal's hold on my children.
Let's knock some heads.
Defend me while I perform this portion of the ritual.
So she's saying they're her children, but she can't, like, ask them to stand down. She has to provide a ritual. They're being controlled. I'm sure they still eat people. Or maybe they're only eating bad Coldharbour people, except most of the people out here are just dumb. I don't know. I don't know what's right.
Thank you for assisting me. This portion of the ritual is complete.
Okay. It's a little weird.
Let's ride.
I don't think you really... I'm not even sure if you have the option to outright kill them. I don't know. For
Filming up a
expediency's
stand.
sake,
Good thinking.
I'm choosing this.
Who's next?
Okay, so now
The only fish that go where the river's flow are the dead ones.
we can open that up and then we can go back and do these other side areas on our way.
Let's see how you handle this. Skill issue.
Defend me while I perform this portion of the ritual. Thank you for assisting me. This portion of the ritual is complete.
I cannot complain, but that does not... Ready to ride.
Come talk to me. I must explain your role in the next stage of the ritual. The time has come to perform the ritual and destroy the Harvest Heart. My children yearn to be free.
Tell me how I can help.
The black blood flowing from the Harvest Heart binds my children to Molag Bal. But it also gives us a connection we can take advantage of. While I provide the power to destroy the Harvest Heart, you must sever the connection to Molag Bal.
How do I do that?
Find the lot of schemes binding totems and destroy them. They are spaced evenly around the Harvest Heart. As each totem breaks, my children will be separated from Molag Bal, and the energy protecting the Harvest Heart will falter.
Let's knock some heads.
So we're not really, you know, in the South, you had clear ideas of how people got there. Even in the public dungeon, you saw how like whole towns got sucked in to Coldharbour based on deals made. We don't know how these guys got here. So we've got no sense of their origin story. It's a little incomplete. And again, there's no explanation about what are you guys going to eat for the rest of eternity. Is it the travelers that went the other way that didn't save them? I don't know.
You should have run. Stay ready. Never know what else might be headed our way.
We do have sharp vampires. Vampires are headed our way.
The Harvest Heart is destroyed!
The Harvest Heart has been destroyed. My children are no longer slaves to Moloch Ball.
Your children will honor our agreement, correct?
Most certainly. Thanks to your efforts, my children are free. They won't give you any more trouble. And, as I promised, my children will aid you when you need it most.
Didn't think you could get any stronger.
Another successful mission, but we're not finished yet.
Okay. So, rather than drive north, I'm going to start clearing out, as we do, clearing along the way. So I'm going to head west. Oh.
Let's
first,
move.
Let's see. Okay, yes, there. No, there's a delve here. I'm gonna go do that. So now, as you pass through, yellow, that yellow glow means essentially they're not your friends, as in they're not innocent. If you went to attack them, they would attack you back. I have my account set to
Useful. Hold on to
no
that.
harm to innocents, which means if you put an area attack into a huge group, you're not going to be killing or murdering anybody. That may need to change when I do the Assassin's Guild. But, Malsora's Tomb. That yellow means if you start something, they'll hit back. Protocols of the Court of Contempt by Judge Zivin. All proceedings shall be strictly on the record, unless said proceedings are ordered stricken from the record. The guilty shall address the court with all due respect, or receive condign. Ooh, I don't know what that means. Condign punishment as appropriate from Magistrate Boctro. The guilty shall be entitled to counsel in the form of scamps, duly outfitted in periwigs. However, I do know what that is. Those are those ridiculous wigs that are worn in courts in the British Empire. The ex-British Empire. They don't know they're ex yet, but they're still wearing the dumb wigs, which is a weird thing to keep from an empire, but okay. Scamps, due to their inveterate vulgarity, are forbidden to speak in the Court of Contempt. The guilty are invited to express their indignation at these proceedings at length and in the most heated terms for the entertainment of the judge and magistrate. The reputation for the fairness of the Court of Contempt is proven by its 100% conviction rate of the guilty. Take them away. Malsora's Curse. A high-ranking member of a Dunmer house, a dark elf known as Malsora, was cruel, bloodthirsty. She had a penchant for battle, for testing her skills against stronger opponents. In addition, she practiced dark magics and was a necromancer of the highest order. Unfortunately, the house she belonged to had no love of dark magic, and even less tolerance for necromancy. But Malsora didn't care. In fact, her blatant disregard of customs and mores thrilled her and made her blood run hot. As Malsora's need for greater thrills and constant danger drove her to new heights of cruelty and depravity, Necromancer took greater and greater chances. She flaunted her power, even in the face of house officials and tribunal dignitaries, daring them to scold her or punish her for attempt to stifle her primeval urges. First to take her unspoken challenge was her own father, the leader of the house and a powerful mage in his own right. Malsora relished the contest, eager to see if she could hold her own against the men who raised her. In the end, Malsora didn't just survive the challenge. She killed her father in a duel of magicka. Not content to simply beat her father, Malsora slew him with a barrage of spells, and then raised him as a zombie. She commanded the undead creature to follow her and obey her every command. The rest of her house was horrified by this terrible desecration and demanded that Malsora be punished for her blatant use of dark magic. This made Malsora laugh, for she loved showing off her power and displaying her disregard for her current leadership. As Malsora became more difficult and dangerous, her mother decided that enough was enough. She mourned for her child, but refused to allow her evil to continue, unchecked. Malsora was surprised when her mother and a cadre of mages entered her private chambers. She was amused by the audacity of the action, but she felt no fear or anxiety. When her mother began casting a ritual, however, Malsora felt the first pangs of danger, and as always, it exhilarated her. But then the other mages joined in, and for the first time she could remember, Malsora was afraid. Her mother drew on dark magic to punish her daughter. She couldn't abide ending her daughter's existence, but she knew she had to end the threat that Malsora posed to the houses. The dark magic engulfed Malsora, binding her. Trapped within her own dark magic, Malsora was sealed alive inside the very place she spent so much of her time, within the family tomb. Then the mages combined their magic to open a portal, swallowed the tomb. "I curse you, daughter," her mother proclaimed with tears in her eyes. "I banish you and your evil to oblivion. May the tribunal show you the mercy you denied your victims." And with that, Malsora was never seen on Nirn again. Uh-oh. Stuck. Alright. There we go. Okay. Stuck blocking forever. I don't want to be blocking forever.
You're dead.
What is the deal? Alright, I have to reload my UI because I'm doing nothing but blocking unless I'm supposed to do. Alright. Okay, good.
Let's hear it.
Okay. I think. Yeah, it was Ledger Domain that just got to 3, so... Trafficker. Increase the number of fence interactions you can use each day by 120%. So yeah, if you steal a lot of stuff, you can't sell it all at once. Tira's journal. When we originally spotted this ancient dark elf tomb, I knew I had to explore it. I was hoping that my cousin, Grunskar, would have accompanied me, but we got separated when our Fighters Guild troops scattered. I made past the front door, but stealth was never really my strong suit. I didn't expect the place to be crawling with skeletons. I'm gonna hide until they settle down. I should be fine if the damn scuttler doesn't give me away. I should let Grunskar know what happened to his cousin. Malsura. Oh, and her father.
Give it a rest.
Hey. Ugh, what a terrible eternity. Alright. I shall return to let Grunskar know.
So much death and destruction. I don't know why I'm surprised. I never expected Coldharbour to be a walk in the snow.
I have news about your cousin.
More sad news? This wretched domain is full of it. Still, it's better to know what happened to Natira than to wonder what fate befell her. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, we will head up to... Yay! Look at what I'm happy about. It says saving Stibbins. Stibbins! I heard someone say in a guild chat yesterday, I think Stibbins is the real hero
I've
of the
seen
whole
this
game.
place marked on maps. Never would have sought it out on my own.
I think you're right, my friend. So Stibbins is the manservant of Lady Laurent. We've met them, but we haven't seen them together much yet. Gadwell's Journal, Deep Thoughts, Part 412. Another bit of someplace else falls into Coldharbour, and what do the Dromard do? Whatever they always do. It's a shame, really. Crush, kill, destroy. So tedious. Oh, that reminds me, I need to go to the Everfull Flagon and visit with those drunken lords. Tedious, yes, but they know some wonderful drinking songs. And Honor loves the sweet dough that Burnt provides for his guests. You had a quest right there to do, buddy. Guess who didn't do the quest?
Look, intruders! I want that one over there.
Another delve up here.
Yeah.
On summoning skeletons. Many options present themselves for the industrious necromancer who wishes to raise undead minions to serve or protect. Vengeful ghosts, of course, and other types of incorporeal spirits abound, but they have little substance and can often be difficult to control. Corporeal dead provide more muscle, which comes in handy when you need manual labor, or an instant fighting force. Plus, if you use minor Daedric spirits to animate them, corporeal undead have no sense of self or memory of past lives. They're more malleable, easier to command, and capable of following simple orders. In short, they make perfect servants for most of the necromancer's minions' requirements. While some necromancers prefer to animate zombies to perform tasks, other practitioners of dark magic prefer to deal with skeletons. First, skeletons by definition consist primarily of bone, with few or no organs or fleshy bits remaining. In other words, skeletons don't have the habit of dropping bits and pieces of themselves all over your ritual circle or lair, unlike their zombie counterparts. Second, skeletons tend to be more sturdy and dexterous than zombies, making them noticeably faster and in many ways more dangerous. You have two sources when it comes to obtaining skeletons to raise and command. One is to pull the bones directly from a fresh corpse or even from a living victim if you have the appropriately powerful spell at the ready. The newly dead provide strong, sturdy bones that can deal and withstand punishment with equal facility, depending on the demands of your service. Newly dead skeletons also tend to exhibit more agility and speed, albeit with the clumsiness common to all newborn creations. The second source to draw upon when seeking to raise skeletal minions remains the tried and true market favored by most practicing necromancers, the graveyard. Of course, any depository of the dead will do, from an ancient necropolis to a long-forgotten battleground ripe with the corpses of fallen soldiers. Older bones often house great power, and the magic you employ will gather the scattered fragments and knit them together with necrotic bindings. Older bones may crumble and shatter before the bones of the newly dead, but they often compensate for that liability with the extra power trapped within these relics and awaiting your command. Ah, I missed it. This is a master chest. They do not give you much time. And I don't have much skill. And I don't have Tan Lauren with me, so she can't help me with my timing.
That's gotta be worth some good coin.
Yeah, purple blessed necklace. When you block, you gain Meridia's blessing for 5 seconds, causing you to dodge all incoming attacks. This can occur once every 25 seconds. Ooh, that's nice. Like that. Necromancy, the great debate. How dare they? Hypocrites, pretenders. What gives the Mages Guild the right to call my particular practice of magic the Black Arts, and to forgive our use of these precious and ancient arts on pain of death? Ludicrous. Don't they understand? We control death. It is ours to command, and we do not fear its cold embrace. No, we welcome it. Only the foolish and the fearful refuse to grasp power due to its source. They call us evil, but we're merely prudent. They call us irresponsible, but we understand the concept of risk and reward. They claim we bring terror and misery to the world. Well, at least on this matter we are in agreement. The world should fear us, for we have embraced the power of the dead and made it our own. Let the fools in the Mages Guild play at their conjurations and alterations. We are necromancers, and our magicka cannot be stifled or restrained. I've heard it said that a great debate rages in the halls of arcane academia. These so-called scholars argue the relative merits and risks of necromancy, but they do so from ignorance and fear. There's no need to debate the issue. Necromancy is the one true path to power. It's our path, and we will not be denied.
This one's mine.
It rocks.
Over so soon? This one's mine. How'd you get so lucky? You could craft something nice with that.
Trip to Coldharbour has gone somewhat awry. I do hope this doesn't prove too inconvenient for dear Lady Laurent. She so expects things to go smoothly. I found myself separated from others and in the clutches of extremely beautiful Daedra. The Daedra have been polite so far, if not a little lascivious. Still, I'm not sure that I can fully trust them. They hold me within a tower. I will continue to write these notes and drop them from the window until I am rescued. Stibbins.
Let's make this quick.
Look, intruders. I want that one over there. That one belongs to you. Abalhi Gartok High.
Look! Intruders! I want that one over there. That one belongs to
Yeah, see, that was an interrupt done at range. It is very important on world bosses, things that you can't stand near because there's a bunch of crap around their feet. So, it does, another interrupt, it does cut down on my overall synergy, but this is, it's critical enough that it can result in a wipeout in a dungeon for an entire group. And on the world boss like this, it can make a difference between life or death, so since I choose life. Got another lead. Gold lead. Good day for gold leads. Famous Coldharborites, Part 14. By Sir Cadwell. The ruins of old Aberdare serve as the home of a misunderstood monster, Storther the Crazed. All the feisty Dathroth can be a bit testy, and we've certainly gone a round or two over the years, but she can be brilliantly affectionate if given half the chance. Like now. She's affectionately gnawing on my foot. Good Daedra. For some reason the game thinks I'm in combat. That's okay. Oh, no, still thinks I'm in combat. Okay, head back to the way shrine so we're not in aggro in the middle of this and reload the UI again.
Yeah.
Coming, Stibbins. If I may beseech you, one of my Daedra captors has started making advances toward me. I assure you, this behavior is entirely unreciprocated. I have tried to be a gentleman about it, but she's quite insistent. A timely rescue appears increasingly desirable. Oh, I wonder how poor Lady Laurent is holding up. I do hope she's all right. Her clothes must be terribly wrinkled by now. Stibbins.
Building up a stash. Good thinking. Who's better than us? Nobody.
Okay, that's a note we've already read. Situation becoming urgent. Drusilla continues to woo me in a most tenacious manner. I've tried to be stern with her, but this seems to only make her more determined to have her way with me. It's most disconcerting. Furthermore, dear Lady Laurent must be nearly starving by now. She forgets to take care of herself unless I remind her. Stibbins.
Good to get stocked up.
So, in Morrowind and in the earlier games, Daedra really have their princes. So, Winged Twilights are really for Azura, and Saints or Seducers, basically the Oriel or the Mazkin, are for Sheogorath. So, seeing them all together is a little weird, but I guess that's what Coldharbour does. Prompt rescue is imperative. I let Drusilla know in the clearest possible manner that my heart belongs to another. She refused to accept this and made it clear that she will have me. I fear she may soon wear me down. Dear Lady Laurent's hair must be a tangled mess by now. The climate is harsh, and I haven't attended to it in days.
Let's end them. That'll teach them not to cross us. Focus!
Wow, that's not seductive. Nice. I got a lot of gold leads today. Go me.
This one's mine.
Drusilla.
No! Stibbins is mine! You won't take him from me!
You have excellent taste, but you cannot have him. He belongs only to himself. Even I cannot attain the Stibbins. Hey, Stibbins.
Oh, thank you. Let's meet by the Way Shrine, just east of this tower. I'll be fine. As long as the Daedra think I still belong to Drusilla, they won't harm me.
Alright. Back to the bestest of Stibbinses.
Oh, it's so good to see a familiar face in this dreadful wilderness. I appreciate that you climbed that tower to rescue me. A little longer and who knows what Drusilla would have made me do.
I'm glad I was able to help.
I won't forget what you did for me. Even a loyal servant can withstand the charms of a beautiful winged Daedra for only so long, you know. I saw a city from the top of the tower. I'll head there and try to find my dear Lady Laurent. Freedom is a wonderful thing, and I'm sure that dear Lady Laurent has missed me terribly.
She has.
Really is lost when I'm not around to help her.
She is. How did you end up in the tower?
The Mages Guild hired Lady Laurent and a few other scholars and treasure hunters for some sort of mission. I was never really made privy to the finer details. Anyway, Lady Laurent had me gather her equipment and follow her through a portal.
And then you were separated from the others?
Quite so. I must have blacked out. When I opened my eyes, a winged beauty was hovering above me. She took me in her claws and carried me to the top of that tower.
That must have been terrible.
Well, it wasn't that bad. Drusilla was very kind, for an evil Daedra. But she became infatuated. My natural charms, I suppose, but the more I refused her, the harder she pressed herself upon me. I'd rather not talk about this, if you don't mind.
I met Lady Laurent. You should find her at the Hollow City.
That's excellent news. The poor dear really isn't cut out for taking care of herself.
No, she isn't.
She depends on me for everything, you know.
I know. I love you. A moment of your time. Our trip to Coldharbour has gone somewhat awry. I do hope this doesn't prove too inconvenient for dear Lady Laurent. She so expects things to go smoothly. Oh, wait. Nope. I've already read that. Oh, okay. All the notes are right here now. Okay, I get it. Alright, well, we don't have a beautiful vista, but we do have a beautiful Stibbins. And we shall stay here in his presence until he returns to his beloved. This horrible place. Thank you for joining us.